All right, shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And I want to say Salakia to all the Akims out there and all the brothers that watch the transit video. Truly am sorry I haven't made a video in a long time. And, it's just been something because, no brothers with me on the driving tip. So anyway, I'm going to do another one. And I got the guest speaker again, Mr. Earl Jones, reading for me, and I'm just going to touch on faith, just a little bit of, just something to, to strengthen up the brothers and show different examples of having that faith and having that full, understanding, as much as that's given to you, and you got to grow in this, thing too. The Spirit's got to work with you and you'll grow in here, but, different situations on how man of the Lord, was even around Yahushua and was still, digressing and going off, but still yet, they grew with him, and that faith factor. That faith is a very key thing, especially when the Jacob's troubles on his way. All this stuff is going down with the dollar, with this different things, it's leading up to that. So we're just going to touch on different things like this. And again, Salakia for not making a video. And I'm going to try to be up on that and make sure I'm on it, every time that I can, Lord willing. So thank you, brothers, for coming by, and we're just going to get started. All right. All right. So let's get the...
Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God.
Now that whole armor is the understanding of this truth. And understanding this truth and, eating that roll. When he told Ezekiel to eat that roll, when he told the prophet to eat that roll, you had to eat the whole understanding of the book, you have to eat that roll. And then when you get that understanding of the book, you'll get that whole armor. You'll be able to protect yourself against all this false doctrine and false things that's going on out here.
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
And that's what you call it. It's Esau mainly, but then you got to think all these other heathen nations are in there. But when it comes to that secret places, or that evil and secret places, that's that Illuminati, that's the Masonry, that's the Bilderberg. Different high-ranking members in society that are actually going against the nation of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're the ones that are secretly behind all of these diseases, earthquakes, some of them. I ain't going to give them that much credit. But through the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, they're allowed to do some of this wickedness that they're doing, but it's for their own destruction. The Most High setting them up. Like I always like to say, the man plays chess, not checkers. So he's about 20 to 1,000 moves to, let's just say, 1,000,000 moves ahead of anything they're doing. They don't know they're setting themselves up.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
And that's them Molech, the Talmud, that the book they worship. That's that spiritual wickedness, man. They're going to the left-hand side and trying to get power through human sacrifices. Do different, different type of blood oaths, which you're not supposed to swear under anything because you don't control your own body. There's mechanisms in your body you don't even control or have any kind of way of adjusting it. You can't grow your stature, you can't make your hair. I forget the verse it was in, but you can't do nothing to your body. So you shouldn't swear by anything. But they be doing that. Oaths, those blood oaths.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand, therefore, having your loins girt about with truth.
It says your loins girded about with truth. And you getting the truth from GMS. You getting the truth from the elders. And if you listen and you take notes and you take this truth in, and the Most High has blessed your ears to be able to even hear this truth, that's like they say, this is the greatest school you can be in right now. Forget college, forget all these other places that are teaching you folly. This is the greatest place you can be in right now. The greatest position you can be in to learn. Just learn. You ain't got to say much. You ain't got to be trying to be no super Israelite. But you just got to know you've been chosen if you're part of that elect for a great work. A great work.
And having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all,
walk in this truth. You know, having someone, how you say, callous, because you getting not seasoned, but you experiencing the truth for what it is. It's sweet, yes it is, but then yet it gets bitter. Following all these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. You know, getting your feet walking in this truth.
taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, and for me, that utterance may be given unto me.
The saints. You know who the saints are, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect, the Israel of the Most High. Those are the saints, man.
That I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may...
Bonded to this truth. When you get in here, because the men that are doing this now have always been doing it because it's deep. Because this is their lot. This is the lot that's been appointed to them that they've had since the foundation of the world. We're bound to this truth. We're bound to doing this. Like I was talking to some of the Akims, you know, and it's like, what else you gonna be doing? What else can you see yourself doing in this world? Especially the information you know and the knowledge that you have, what else are you gonna be doing? Really, ask yourself that. You know, this world ain't got nothing for you. Or if it does, when you go into it, you know, you're not a part of the world. Especially if you're part of the elect, this is your lot that you've been dubbed since the beginning of time. And you're just doing it. You're bound to this truth. You're bound to doing what you're doing.
We speak boldly, as I ought to speak.
All right, I think Mark, that's the cut on that.
Chapter 7.
We're going into Mark now, and the switching books, you know, because I couldn't, specify the verses to cut them down. I got a program, I should have cut them down, but Lord willing, we're going to get into some edification for you brothers.
Then came together unto him the Pharisees and certain of the scribes, which came from Jerusalem. And when they saw some of his disciples eat bread with defiled, that is to say, with unwashed hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands oft, eat not, holding the tradition of the elders. And when they come from the market, except they wash, they eat not. And many other things there be, which they have received to hold, as the washing of cups and pots, brazen vessels, and
that's the fables of men. There was no law like that. That's what it's finna tell you. It's finna give you the more clarification on what's going on with it. But that's that sayings of men. That's man-made, man-made.
Tables. Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, Why walk not thy disciples according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? He answered and said unto them, Well hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Yeah, that's exactly, that hits it right on the head, especially with some of these churches out here. Some of these pork chop eating pastors, they go, man, they seem like, before I came to the truth, they seem like they ain't, and you can see some of these churches, man. It's one of these damn churches that, I used to be in when I was a kid. Man, they used to seem like the pastor ain't do nothing wrong. Like they were the holiest of holiest. Especially when you got them